Alltel Wireless.
You know, there are hundreds of beers on the market today, but how many of them are brewed locally? Just less than half a dozen. Well, none of them is made or tastes like a new beer that a Pinellas County couple is about to crack open.
Let's hold this up.
Bob Sylvester knew he was onto something 2 years ago when he won Best Beer in the States out of more than 500 beer makers. 2 years later, in a tiny Tarpon Springs warehouse, he's about to launch the Saint Somewhere Brewing Company. With his unique blend of hops, malts, and a few of his own secret ingredients. And after a rather scientific fermenting, boiling, and stirring schedule, comes a homegrown Belgian-style ale, hand-poured into a typical wine or champagne bottle.
It'll improve for about 5 to 10 years.
This way, the carbonation forms in the bottle. That's not how the big-name beers do it. So by bottling it this way, with this size bottle and the cork, it stays true to the original Belgian style. And they're the only ones doing anything like this in Florida, and one of the few in the entire country.
What I'm doing here is similar to the way somebody would have brewed 100 years ago. Very low tech, very, back to basics, rustic.
As for the artwork, Bob and his wife found it ruffling through the state's archives from the Department of Agriculture tourism ads for the 30s and 40s.
Bob and I were both born in Florida. We're Florida natives. I have a long history of ancestors in Florida, so we love the old Florida.
And the title, for that, they credit a Jimmy Buffett song.
Boat Drinks is the name of the song, and there is a line about Saint Somewhere.
So how does it taste? Well, for what it's worth. Oh, it's very mild. It's really smooth. I mean, this is something that even somebody who doesn't drink a lot of beer will probably like.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping.
But if you think he's hoping for the $1 million payday, think again.
I don't want to get too big. You get too big, you sell out, you lose a lot of the character.
He wants nothing more than to be here 5, maybe even 10 years from now, brewing every bottle himself. See, he's living about every man's dream, right?
Well, yeah, right? Just about. Absolutely. Brewing and drinking your own beer.
I'd rather make a small amount of really good beer than a large amount of, mediocre or, so-so beer.
A recipe and a passion for brewing that seems destined for success. Now, Saint Somewhere will soon be available at beer specialty shops and only a few restaurants, at least for now. That's the plan. And it makes its official debut next weekend at the Wazoo Beer Festival. That's next Saturday night at the Lowry Park Zoo. So log on to myfoxtampabay.com under Seen on TV. We've got a couple of links for you. But Saint Somewhere, get familiar with the name because it might just make Tarpon Springs and the Sylvesters pretty famous.
I like to do that in about 10 minutes, actually. That's possible.
Yeah, actually about
during my weathercast, you can indulge. We'll see how it goes.
No. I got about 13 minutes.
All right, then. It's a good plan.